This may surprise some of you, but one of the most important skills that I believe that a successful entrepreneur must have is the ability to recover. Because many of the biggest successes that I've been involved with have been stories that had very shaky moments at times where it was even a question whether the companies would go bankrupt, and yet they ended up becoming major successes. So there are some leaders who are able to have their back up against the wall and then are able to pivot and come out of a near-death experience with all the makings of an incredible success story. And so that's an experience that I'd like to share with you a few examples. I was involved with a company called XL Education, which I co-founded with a good longtime friend of mine, a serial entrepreneur, and I'd been involved with his previous company, which he built a billion-dollar business called Infonic. And Infonic was a seller of, in fact, it was the first and was the major seller of mobile phones over the web. And now in this new company he created, which was called XL Education, he was doing customer acquisition for about 300 different colleges, trade schools, universities, online schools. And it was a very good business because he got paid every time he delivered a customer who signed up for the service or who signed up to be admitted into that school. And then the government decided that they were going to go after the huge student loan problem, which is now over $1 trillion of student loans. And some of these students had signed up for-profit education with the expectation of getting a job, and they never got the job, yet they were stuck with the loan. And so Congress said, you know, we consider this a real problem, and it basically tanked the market for online education, and it was something that started several years ago, and the industry is just coming out of it. So my friend David Steinberg, the CEO and founder of XL Education, said, I have to reinvent my company. And so he could take the basic technologies that he had created for customer acquisition, but he wanted to turn the company into acquiring customers for other kinds of businesses. And so he then moved into acquiring customers for services that wanted to sell mortgages, and for companies like American Express that want to sell credit cards, and customers that wanted to sell, customers to him who wanted to sell insurance and things of this sort. So he moved into these other verticals for customer acquisition.